The race to create perfect AI video is easily one of the most exciting things happening in tech right now. But as these models get better and better, a kind of hidden flaw is starting to become way more obvious. So today we're going to look at a new paper from Apple that offers up a pretty radical solution. All right, let's get right into it.
So have you ever seen this? You're watching an AI-generated video. It starts out looking absolutely amazing, but then it just kind of falls apart. On the left, we've got these incredibly sharp, high-fidelity clips. But on the right, well, that's a problem you see a lot. As the video goes on, it just degrades into this blurry, distorted mess. So why does this happen? What is going on under the hood?
You see, the biggest challenge in AI video isn't just about making one single beautiful frame. Not at all. It's about keeping that beauty, that coherence, over time. And this problem, this long-term consistency, that's the hidden flaw we're going to dig into.
At the heart of it is this thing called exposure bias. The easiest way to think about it is like the model has a really bad short-term memory. See, during training, it gets to look at perfect, real-world video frames. But when it's creating on its own, it has to use its own previously generated frames as a reference, and those are never quite perfect. So tiny little errors start to pile up, and they get worse and worse and worse over time.
And this slide just shows it perfectly. This is exposure bias in action. You can see how this clip of the dog starts out pretty good, but as it keeps going, the model just seems to forget what it's doing. The sunglasses warp, the fur gets blurry, and the whole identity of the dog just starts to melt away. It is a classic case of those little errors compounding into a big mess. Okay, so to really get the solution, we first have to understand the technology that's dominating the field right now. Most of the big, state-of-the-art video models you've heard of, like Sora and Veo, they're built on a method called diffusion. The whole idea behind diffusion is actually pretty cool and kind of intuitive. Imagine a sculptor who starts with a big, messy block of marble. In this case, that marble is just a screen full of random digital noise, like TV static. The model then acts like the sculptor, and it just starts chipping away at that noise, bit by bit, guided by your text prompt, until a clear, detailed image or video frame emerges from the chaos. So how does it work? Well, the model gets trained to do one thing, and do it really, really well: reverse corruption. Then, when it's time to generate, you just hand it total chaos, a frame of pure noise, and it uses that training to clean it up, step by step, over and over, until what's levered is a clear image that matches what you asked for. Now, here's where it gets a little weird, and this quote from the paper is key. Because diffusion models often clean up all the frames of a video at the same time, they are, and this is the important word, non-causal. That means a frame at the end of the video can actually influence a frame at the beginning. It completely breaks the natural arrow of time, and it's a huge reason why they can struggle so much with that long-term consistency we were talking about. And this is exactly where the STARFlow-V paper says, hold on, let's try something totally different. Instead of diffusion, it uses a much less common but really powerful technique called normalizing flows. This is kind of the unlikely hero of our story today. So, if diffusion is like a sculptor chipping away at marble, that normalizing flows are way more like an author writing a story. It's a direct, one-shot process. It learns a single, clean, reversible transformation that can turn simple noise directly into a complex video. And, this is the crucial part, it can also turn that video back into noise. Each new frame has to logically and causally follow the one before it, just like how each sentence in a story has to make sense with the one that came before. This chart just lays out the difference perfectly. You've got the non-causal, parallel world of diffusion on one side, and the strictly causal, step-by-step, autoregressive world of normalizing flows on the other. This means they are built from the ground up to respect the arrow of time. It's a fundamentally different philosophy. So that's the theory. But how does STARFlow-V, this new model from Apple, actually put it all into practice? Let's get into its secret sauce. Okay, I know this diagram looks a little intimidating, but the core idea is actually super elegant. STARFlow-V uses what they call a global local architecture. See that deep autoregressive block on the left? Think of that as the global storyteller. Its whole job is to manage the long-term plot of the video, remembering what happened in the past to make sure everything stays consistent. Then, those shallow blocks next to it, they're the local artists, totally focused on painting the tiny, high-res details in each individual frame. And this design gives you some massive advantages. Because the big picture story is handled separately from the pixel-level details, those little errors don't pile up and ruin the video. It's robust. Plus, it can generate video causally, one frame after another,
which is perfect for streaming. And get this, the very same model can do text to video, image to video, all without any changes. The final piece of the puzzle is this really clever trick they call flow score matching. You can think of it like a final quality control step, like a fine-toothed comb that cleans up any tiny little imperfections left in the output. But the key is that it's also designed to be causal, so it polishes each frame beautifully without creating weird artifacts and, importantly, without breaking that arrow of time. So the theory sounds great, right? A causal, story-like approach to making video that avoids the big problems with the mainstream methods. But does it actually work? Let's look at the results. Well, the numbers really do speak for themselves. On VBench, which is a big, comprehensive benchmark for video quality, STARFlow-V doesn't just hang with the other leading models, it soundly beats them. So this isn't just some neat academic idea, it actually delivers better quality.
And here it is. This is the visual proof. This is the real payoff. On the left, you see that competitor's video just falling apart. But look at the STARFlow-V examples on the right. It maintains the dog's identity, the lighting, the whole scene for way longer than it was even trained on. This just proves its amazing long-term memory. The end result is just beautiful, high-fidelity video. I mean, whether it's the incredibly subtle movement of a snail's eye stalks or a smooth dolly shot through a lantern-lit alley, these generations aren't just sharp, they are temporally stable. They actually tell a coherent visual story from start to finish.
Oh, and because normalizing flows are invertible, remember the process can run forwards and backwards. The very same model can take a single picture and just start generating a video from it. No special training, no different model needed. It just encodes the image and continues the story from that point. That's just an incredibly versatile architecture.
But really, the implications here go way beyond just making prettier videos for your social feed. This kind of technology, a model that truly understands cause and effect and temporal consistency, is a massive step towards building what researchers call world models. We're talking about AIs that can simulate reality, which is absolutely essential for things like advanced robotics, self-driving cars, and the next generation of video games.
And that kind of brings us to our final thought. While diffusion models absolutely kick the door open for AI video, maybe, just maybe, this completely different, causal, story-like approach is the key that will finally unlock the ability to generate not just short little clips, but entire, consistent, explorable digital worlds.